Alright, so today we continue, okay, for the last subtopic, okay, in chapter 3. Okay, so 3.4, okay, the transport system in plants. Okay, so before this we already learned about the transport system in animals, okay, and also in human, right? And what does the medium, okay, that we use, okay, let's say for human we use a blood, okay, to transfer the nutrient, oxygen, okay, and also the waste product, okay, from our body. Okay, so now we're going to look for plants. Okay, so the first one is the transport system in plants. You have to know what is a transpiration. Okay, so the transpiration, what is the definition of the transpiration? Okay, so the definition is the loss of water. Okay, the loss of water through evaporation. Okay, so what is the process of evaporation? That is the process from liquid, okay, change to the gas vapor. Okay, so the evaporation can occur in any temperature. Okay, through evaporation from the stoma of leaf. And also we already know what is actually the stoma. The stoma is the opening, right? The opening structure in leaf, okay, that allows the gas or the allow the gas and water to enter, okay, through the leaf. Okay, and the transpiration occurs through the stomata, okay, on the leaf surface. Okay, so means the transpiration occurs in the leaf surface. And the rate of transpiration can be controlled by the change of the size of stomata. Okay, and we already know the structure that control the size of stomata, we call it as a gut cell, right? The one that looks like a bean, okay, like this one. Okay, so this is actually the gut cell. So the gut cell will control, okay, the opening of the stomata. The size of stomata, okay, will become small during the hot day to reduce the loss of water. Okay, before this we know that during the daytime the stoma will open. Okay, since they want to do the process, the plants will do the process of photosynthesis. So they need the gas exchange, right? They will release the oxygen and absorb the carbon dioxide. But let's say if the weather is too hot, okay, the stoma will close. Okay, this is to prevent, okay, the loss of water, okay, from the plants. Alright, so what is the importance of the transpiration? Okay, so of course the first one is to remove the excess of water. Okay, so to remove the excess of water, and it helps to transport water and dissolve mineral salts, okay, from the roots to all plants, to all parts of the plants. Okay, so later we see this one. And helps to cool the plant, okay, when water evaporate. It's same like our body also. When we feel hot, we will secrete the sweat, right? Okay, so this one also same. Okay, but the plant, they release the water, okay, to reduce the temperature. Okay, so it helps to cool down the plant. Okay, so the next part, so this is the transpiration. Okay, so let's say why the second point, right? So the second point here is said here that it helps to transport water and dissolve mineral salts from the roots to all parts of the plants. Okay, so let's say for this one, okay, the water lost, okay, by the transpiration, so means the water will lost to the surrounding, okay, by water vapor. Okay, all right, so that one, this part of leaf now, okay, select the water. Okay, so when it lacks the water, they will produce a suction pressure here. Okay, so the suction pressure here, so it will help the water, okay, there will be like a force, okay, of attraction, okay, to attract the water from the root, okay, goes to the leaf. Also at the same time, okay, since there's a force of attraction here from the root, okay, to the leaf, okay, at the same time the food, right, the food, they say in the starch form, right, so they will go up also to the part of the leaf. Okay, so this is actually important, okay, to produce the suction pressure. Okay, so to help the water, okay, to help the water from the root, okay, goes to all part of the plant, and at the same time also they can produce a pressure, okay, the suction pressure for the food to go up also, okay, at the same time. Okay, so this is the importance of the process of transpiration. Okay, so we have to see what's the cross section of leaf. Okay, so this one, okay, before I explain to you, okay, so let's see one video, okay, about the structure or the cross section of leaf. Okay, right.
Are removed. Let's have a look at the internal structure of a leaf. The epidermal layers found on both the upper and lower
So this is
surfaces
the
of the leaf
epidermis at the
are made
upper
up
and also
of
at the lower.
non-photosynthetic and transparent cells.
Okay, so this is
They are
actually the
covered
3D.
with a waxy waterproof substance called cutin, which
Okay,
forms
it's a waterproof here. It's a cuticle. So this is actually to prevent, okay, the water being absorbed. Okay, it's a very wax. It's a wax layer. Okay, so it's like a water resistant. Okay,
a cuticle layer. This cuticle layer, the guard cells, possess chloroplasts and control water loss.
okay, they could have a gut cell. Okay,
Their walls are thicker around the stoma.
so this is a stoma.
When a lower water
There's
potential
opening
develops
here.
in the guard cells, water will enter into it by osmosis.
Okay, so this one we already explained how does the stoma open and close, right? So let's say during the daytime, okay, during the daytime the plants do the process of photosynthesis. And you have to remember inside the gut cell there has a chlorophyll. So the chlorophyll means they do the process of photosynthesis, okay? So this one the glucose will be higher, right? The concentration of glucose will be higher. So when the concentration of glucose is higher, okay, so during the process of osmosis, right? So process of osmosis is what? The low concentration of solution will go to the high concentration of solution. So here, around here, they got a lot of water here, okay, surrounding here. So the water will go, okay, into the gut cell. Since this one they have a high glucose, okay, this one high water, so the water will go inside the gut cell here, okay, then it will bend, okay, it will bend, okay, the gut cell will bend and the stoma will open, okay.
As the cells become thicker, so the
Okay,
mesophyll
so
tissue is pulled apart.
right, so this one I
The
already explained, so
mesophyll
we go
tissue
to the next
is
one.
an
Okay, so
internal part of the
mesophyll
leaf
tissue
where
between
the
the two
process of
epidermis here.
photosynthesis takes
Okay,
place.
this is called as a
It consists of
mesophyll
two layers,
tissue.
the palisade mesophyll,
Okay,
which is the
palisade
upper layer,
mesophyll. So
and
this
the
one is
spongy mesophyll, which is the lower layer.
contains the
Let's learn about
chloroplast.
palisade
Okay,
mesophyll first. Have you noticed those beautiful fine lines on a leaf? They are the veins, which is another important part of the leaf. The veins are the vascular tissues of the leaf located in the spongy mesophyll. These veins are arranged in a specific pattern, a branching network which is called venation. Veins comprise of both xylem and phloem. Xylem carries water and
so
mineral
this one
salts
we'll
from the
learn
roots
later
to the
what is
leaves,
the function of
and
xylem,
they
what is the
diffuse
function
out
of
to
flower.
the surrounding mesophyll cells.
Okay, the xylem is
The
to
sugar
transport the
produced during
water.
photosynthesis is
Okay, and the
carried by the phloem
phloem
cells
will
out of the leaves to the other parts
will
of the plant.
transport the
Photosynthesis
fluid.
takes
Okay,
place
that is
in chloroplasts.
glucose or starch.
They are oval-shaped structures
So
which
this is the
contain chlorophyll.
chloroplast. Okay.
More chloroplasts are situated in palisade mesophyll,
Okay, so
which,
this one I
as we
did tell
know,
you, the
lie
palisade
perpendicular
contains
to the epidermis,
chloroplast.
thereby increasing the surface
Palisade
area
mesophyll, they
exposed to
contain
the
the
light.
chloroplast. So this one to
They
absorb
move towards those parts of the cells which
absorb the light
receive more
energy,
light.
okay, for the process
Let's
of
summarize.
photosynthesis.
Leaves are arranged in a manner
Okay,
which prevents
so I hope you
overlapping
can
of the
understand, right? So we move on to the slide. Okay. Okay, so cross section of leaf. So just now when you see the video, both upper and lower surface of the leaf, there is upper epidermis and lower epidermis. Okay, so upper epidermis at the upper part and the lower epidermis is the lower part. Okay, so it is covered by a layer of single epidermis cell. Okay, so epidermis cell secretes waxy cuticle. okay, waxy cuticle. So this one is actually it is water resistant, okay, that covers the upper epidermis and lower epidermis to reduce the loss of water through transpiration. Okay, so that is the function of the waxy cuticle. Okay, for a moment. Okay, so waxy cuticles, okay, cover the upper epidermis and lower epidermis to reduce loss of water through transpiration. Okay, so what is the process of transpiration? The process of loss of water, okay, by the plants, okay, using the process of evaporation. Okay, so this is the structure of leaf. Okay, so this one is this one we call it as epidermis. Okay, they got two layer. Okay, at the upper one and also the lower one, and then they're covered with the cuticle here, the waxy layer. Okay, and this is to help to reduce the process of transpiration, okay, loss of water. And here we have the mesophyll palisade. This one they contain the chloroplast to absorb the light energy. Okay, and we also got the vein here where is a xylem and phloem. Okay, this one is to transport the food and also the water. Okay, we have here at the below part is actually the stoma. Okay, and it's controlled by the gut cell, right? So it depends if using the during the daytime it will open, okay, but actually if the water is too hot it will close. Okay, okay, so this one also already explained. Okay, next we look at the stoma. Okay, stomata, right? So once it calls stomata, if too many stomata, we call it as a stoma. Okay, plural is a stoma. Okay, so here we got the gut cell. This is the opening here. So this is the stoma. Okay, and the size of stoma is controlled by the gut cell. This one you already know. So the gut cell are the kidney shape, or sometimes they call it as a pin shape. Okay, so surrounding the stoma. So what is the importance? So the important is the exchange of gases. Okay, like oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, during the photosynthesis and respiration. And I already told you just now, during the daytime it will open, but unless the weather is too hot it will close the stomach. So that's because to reduce the water loss, okay, during the transpiration. Okay, but for during at night time, okay, so it will still close, it close, but the opening is actually open, very very small opening. That is to allow the gas exchange to occur, because you know plants also do the process of respiration. Okay, so at the daytime, at the night time, okay, they will open, but only like very small opening, just to allow for the gas exchange to occur. Means they will use the oxygen, they will release the carbon dioxide, but during the daytime, they will release the oxygen and they will use the carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis. Okay, and another one is to their size to control the rate of transpiration. Okay, like I told you just now, even like during the daytime, if the temperature is too high, it's very hot, okay, the opening of stoma will close, okay, to reduce the water loss. Okay, okay, what is agglutation? So agglutation is a loss of water, okay, from plants in the form of liquid. Okay, but before this, you know that the process of transpiration, the water loss, okay, it will change the water to water vapor, right? That is the process of transpiration. Usually, all the plants they use this method, okay, to release the excess of water. Okay, but this one, the glutation, okay, they lost the water but in the form of liquid. Okay, so this is quite different. Okay, this is quite different. Okay, for the transpiration in the form of water vapor, okay, they change the water to water vapor. Okay, but for the glutation, they release it in the form of liquid, but not all the plants do this kind of process. Okay, so the glutation of loss of water of plants in the form of liquid known as xylem sap. Okay, xylem sap. Okay, through hydrototes. Okay, which are always open on the edge of the leaves. Okay, so glutation always usually occur at night or when air humidity is high. Okay, but not all plants will do the process of glutation. Only certain plants. Okay. So this one you have to know, form of liquid, okay, known as xylem sap, okay, through the hydatodes, okay, and it always open in the edge of the leaf. Okay, so we see later the picture how does degradation. Okay, and it occurs at night, okay, and when the air humidity is high, means the temperature low, the temperature of surrounding low. So this is a gradation. Okay, so you can see here at the edge of the leaf, okay, it's a liquid here. So actually it's a water. Okay, and they got the hydatodes. Hydatodes is actually like the opening, okay, to allow the water to go out here. Okay, so this is called the filtration process. Okay, next, okay, we will see what is actually the factor that affecting the rate of transpiration. Okay, so whether it will happen, the rate will increase during the hot day or during the cold day. Okay, and how about the light intensity? Okay, whether it's high light intensity or low intensity, and how about the air humidity, whether it's low or high. Okay, so we see about this later. Okay, I want to show you a video. It's actually this one you have to do the experiment by using the apparatus that we call it as a pathometer. Okay. Okay, wait for a moment. Okay, actually this is not a video, this is more like the animation. Okay. Okay, so this apparatus we call it as a pathometer. Okay, photometer. Okay. So the first one, okay, so we just, this is the apparatus. Okay, so you just put the plants here and you have to put the Vaseline here. Okay, so this one is actually to make sure that there will be no gas, right, come out from this apparatus. Okay, alright, so we see here, let's say we put it in the normal lab. Okay, so this will be the control experiment. Okay, so I will just leave it at the normal condition, okay, in the lab. Okay, and we see what happened. Okay, so right, so let me, I think I need to refresh this one first. Actually, okay, alright, so make it bigger. Okay, so you can see this is the time here, stopwatch. And you can see here for like 5 minutes, okay, the volume of water is 0.5. Okay, 0.5. So means it's absorbed. Here is actually we just measure from here. Okay, so 0.5. So as the time increase, okay, the volume of water, okay, being absorbed is also increased. Right? So after 30 minutes is 3.0. So this will be the control. So we will compare using the control experiment. Okay, using the control experiment, and for each of these condition we will compare. Okay, so the first one we compare with when we decrease the light intensity. Okay, so we decrease the light intensity. Okay, so maybe we just put in the black box here. And you can see here when the time change, okay, after 5 minutes, okay, since the light intensity is decreased, you can see the volume of water also become decreased. Okay, so means the volume of water being absorbed by the plant is decreased. You can see, if you compare, okay, this is actually the one that we did just now, okay, in the normal lab condition. So it's 0.5, but if you decrease the light intensity, it's only like 0.2. Okay, the volume of water is only 0.2. Okay, if 10 minutes, 0.4. Okay, then the last after 30 minutes, only 1.2 that being absorbed. So means when the light is decreased, okay, sorry, when the light intensity is decreasing, okay, the process of transpiration also will be decreased. Okay, so that's already got one conclusion. Okay, so when the light intensity is decreased, okay, the volume of water being absorbed also will decrease. Okay, now we move on to what will happen when we increase the air temperature. Okay, so we put the light, okay, to the plants there. So what will happen? Okay, so after 5 minutes, if we compare to the volume of water, okay, in the normal lab, okay, so you can see here we compare the volume of water, okay, when we increase the air temperature is higher, right? This is 0.6, so means it absorb it absorb more water. Okay, it absorb more water. Okay, means when it absorb more water, it means it's the water is lost, right? So it has to absorb to replace the water, okay, that being absorbed. Okay, so you can see it's quite high. Okay, after 30 minutes, like 3.6 millimeter of water being absorbed. Okay, so if you compare, so means if in the when the temperature is increasing, okay, when the temperature is increasing, the process of transpiration also will increase. Okay, the process of transpiration also increase, the rate of transpiration also will increase. Okay, because then you know when the temperature is high, okay, there will be a lot of water being lost, okay, to the surrounding. Okay, there's a lot of water being lost to the surrounding. So means the plants need to absorb the water to replace the water that be lost, right? Okay, so that is for the when the air temperature increasing. So we already got two conclusion here. So when you decrease the light of the if you decrease the light intensity, the rate of transpiration will become lower. Okay, but if you increase the temperature, the air temperature, the rate of transpiration will become higher. Okay, so that is after this we will conclude, okay, all this four conditions. Okay, and then the next one, what will happen when we increase the air movement? So mean I put the fan, okay, I put the fan, okay, near the plants. So what will happen? Okay, so you can see the volume of water is higher. Okay, the air movement is higher here because they got a fan. So mean here the air movement near the plants here will be will be moving. Okay, will be moving. So you can see it's slight higher. Okay, so after 30 minutes, okay, like 3.2 milliliter water being absorbed. Okay, so this one we can conclude that if you increase the air movement, okay, the rate of transpiration also will increase. Okay, the rate of transpiration also will increase. Okay, so the next one, decrease the humidity. Okay, so this one is actually the air pump. The air pump will absorb, will move out all the air, okay, all the water vapor here that contains in this place here. Okay, so the humidity they will pump out. Okay, you pump out, okay, it will pump out all the material, all the water vapor inside this bell jar here. Okay, so it will remove all the water vapor. So when the water vapor is removed, means the humidity is decreasing. Okay, since there's no water vapor here. Okay, so what will happen? Okay, so you can see when there is no air, when the air humidity is decreasing, you can see here, you can see here the volume of water is increasing. So means when when the air humidity decrease, right, the rate of transpiration is increased. Okay, so means because the water will lost to the surrounding, because there's no water vapor here, so the water will be absorbed from the plants. Okay, so the plants will release the water. Okay, so means there's more than the water more than the water will absorb, okay, by the plants to replace the, okay, water that being released, okay, to the surrounding. Okay, so that's why it become higher. Okay, that's why it become higher. So we already have four experiment here. Okay, okay, we already have four experiment here, right? Okay, so we move on, okay, to the next part here. Okay, so the factor affecting the rate of transpiration. So we already see the animation, what will happen when increase the temperature, what will happen if you decrease the light intensity. Okay, so for the temperature here, okay, the rise of temperature, okay, the rise in temperature of the air will increase the rate of transpiration, okay, because the rate of evaporation of water from the leaf will increase. So this one we can conclude, okay, higher temperature, okay, so higher temperature, higher rate of transpiration. Okay, how about the light intensity? Okay, just now we decrease the light intensity. So when the light intensity is decreased, okay, what will happen to the rate of transpiration? The rate of transpiration also will decrease. Okay. So the next one, how about the wind? Okay, this the experiment we did just now. Okay, we use a fan, right, to increase the air movement. Okay, so this one when increase, okay, the wind increase. Okay, sometimes they put it as the air movement. Okay, so when the air movement increase, okay, the rate of transpiration also increase. So how about the humidity? Okay, so when the air humidity is low, okay, the rate of transpiration, okay, will increase. Okay, just like we did just now, the experiment. Okay, so we take out the water vapor, okay, from the surrounding, okay, inside the bell jar. Okay, so means inside there the air humidity is decreased. You can see, alright, the rate of transpiration increase, right, the volume of water being absorbed increase. Okay, so this is a photometer. Okay, next we move on to the transport system through xylem and phloem. Okay, so this is a dicotyledon plant. Okay, so this is the leaf. Okay, so stem, okay, and also root. Okay, okay, the transport system of plants are made of specialized tissue that is a xylem and also a phloem. And a xylem and phloem are found in root, stem, and also leaf. Okay, what is actually a xylem? So a xylem is a woody tissue that made up for the long tubes to transport water. So you have to remember xylem is actually to transport water and also dissolve mineral salts from the roots to the stem and leaf. Okay, so how does it transport from the roots to the stem and also to the leaf? Okay, it's actually by the process of transpiration, right? So I already told you when the water lost at when the water lost due to the transpiration, it happened at the leaf, right? So the water need to be replaced. So it will form the force of attraction, okay, to replace the water that being lost, okay, by the plant. So at the same time, when the water will be moving, okay, at the same time also the food also will be moved, okay, upward. So it means can go to the stem, can go to the leaf, okay, to bring the food and also water. Okay, and the xylem does not have the cytoplasm. Okay, so this does not have the cytoplasm. Okay, what is the cytoplasm? We already know the function is actually all the chemical reaction will happen at the cytoplasm, okay, for the plants. Okay, and the phloems, okay, found in the roots, okay, and stem outside the xylem. Okay, so what is the function? It's to transport the food like glucose from the leaf to the stems and also to the roots. Okay, so this is the function of the xylem and phloem. Okay, so before we move to the next slide, okay, so I want you to see this video. Okay, so you can see what is actually a xylem and a flower.
in the stem. Okay, Medicago stem, typical of a non-monocot.
So this is
Medicago is
the
actually a
xylem
eudicot.
and flower.
It's an herbaceous stem. Okay, check.
Okay, so here I already told you that actually Okay, xylem is outside the, sorry, phloem is outside the xylem. So xylem is in the inner part. Okay, so means xylem is here. Okay, and phloem is here. Okay, this one is a xylem. So this one we will bring the water and also the dissolved mineral salts, okay, from the roots to the every part of the plant, such as a stem, a leaf. Okay,
Zeomaze. Also, I'm in on the
okay,
outside.
so
Now, the skin of the root is a single layer of cells. That's
so
the
this one,
epidermis. In the mature root, but I doubt that's the case.
okay, so this is the, in the middle here is the xylem. Okay, outside is a flower. Okay, so actually this is for the monocotyledon and so dicotyledon. Okay,
Arms of the starfish, but still inside the endodermis. That's all phloem.
okay, so that is the structure. If you see under the microscope for phloem and xylem, so this is the how does it look. Okay, oh sorry. Okay, so for the xylem, it's only one way only. It means from the root goes to the part of the plant, such as leaf, stem. Okay, so it only in one way only. It only can travel in one way. Okay, but for the flower, it can travel two ways. Okay, so water from food. Okay, water and food can come from the leaf. Okay, goes to the roots. Okay, so it will go down like that. Okay, so this is a two-way flow. Okay, so this is xylem, this is a flower. Okay, this is actually the explanation. Okay, but this one just you don't need to know. You just need to know how does actually the xylem is one way and the phloem is two way. Okay, okay, and so this one I already explained. Okay, how does the water leave through the stoma? Okay, and how does it from water move from the roots to the leaf? Okay, okay, this is actually the experiment to okay, to prove that actually the plants, okay, they absorb the water. Okay, so this one they have a different color of water. So every color, okay, so you can see here actually, yeah, okay, it shows that the plants also absorb the water. Okay, uh, so the next part is a transpiration. Okay, so we already finished about the transportation in plants. Okay, so you have to remember xylem, phloem. Okay, xylem is in the inside and phloem is outside. Okay, so 3.5. Okay, so we have to compare. Okay, how about the blood, the circulatory system? Okay, how or the transport system in plants and also in human. So what is the similarities? Okay, so both is transport system. Okay, both is transport system, and also both as a transport water, nutrients, and also dissolved substance. Okay, and also it occurs in the complex organism, right? So you have to remember the similarities for the plants and also for the human is same. It's actually a transport system. And what is transport? It transport water, nutrients, and dissolved substance. Okay, and what and another one they is occur in the complex organism, means it has multi cell, right? It is multi cell. Okay, now what is the difference? Okay, so the difference is the from the structure. Okay, so for ours, right, for human, okay, it's a blood circulatory system. In human is a tube system. We have a tube system with heart and also we have a valve. Okay, but in the plants, okay, they have a vascular system. They don't have pump or they don't have valve like us. Okay, they don't have like tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve. Okay, so valve they don't have. Okay, they only got a vascular system. Okay, and the type of transport vessel. So there are three types of vessel. We have the artery, vein, and capillary. So artery is transport the oxygenated blood, and vein is transport the deoxygenated blood. So, but there's like a 3 for a 3, the exception, right? For the pulmonary artery, it transport the deoxygenated blood. For the vein, vena pulmonary, okay, usually they transport the oxygenated blood. Okay, there's only one exception there. And also the capillary is connected, right? It's a connector between the artery and vein. Okay, that's function of the capillary. Okay, but for the plants, they only got two type of vessel. There is a xylem and phloem. Xylem to transport water, phloem to transport the food. Alright, and then the next one is a connection between the transport vessel. Okay, artery, capillaries are vein are connected to form one continuous vessel. Okay, so that is the for the human. But for the plants, okay, xylem and phloem are not connected. Okay, they are not connected. So there are two separate vessels. Okay, so xylem means they only carries water, phloem only carry food. So they are not connected with each other. Okay, so that's the difference. Okay, so I think I will stop now. Okay, so before that, okay, I would like to show you, okay, actually how does the structure of the wait, okay, so because I noticed there's no picture to show the xylem and phloem. Okay, so here actually, so here is a xylem. Xylem I already told you is inside, okay, and also phloem is the outer part. Okay, so xylem is inside, phloem is the outer part. Okay, so this is for the stem. Okay, but for the root, okay, also same, xylem is the inner part, okay, and the phloem is the outer part. Okay, and for the leaf, okay, xylem is on the upper part, phloem is on the below part. Okay, so this one you have to remember the structure, because sometimes they will ask you to label, and they will ask you which is the xylem, which is the phloem. Yes, you have to know. So this is for the stem, this is for the root, and this is for the leaf. Okay, so for the stems, okay, xylem inside, phloem outside. Okay, and then for the root also same. Okay, this is xylem, the X one is the xylem, and this one is a phloem, and for the leaf, upper is a xylem, lower is a phloem. Okay, so I think I will stop now. So thank you class, but so please, right, please answer the question, okay, on GC, okay, that I already assigned. Okay, so now we already finished chapter 3, so we will do chapter 4, okay, after the school open, right? So see you, okay, take care, right? So happy holidays. Okay, I know you have 1 week has school holiday, right? So take care yourself. Okay, so bye.